Hey guys, in this little video we will configure and install Samba to do a simple CIFS or SMB share. First of all, you can tell I have my FreeBSD VM up and running. Again, nothing special, stock installation with a couple of packages installed, and as you can tell I'm already SSH'd into the machine. So the first thing we're gonna do is we want to install Samba. And the first thing is we're gonna look what we have in the repository. We have two versions here, Samba 4.16 and 4.19. In this example we will pick the newest one, 4.19. So we do a package install, Samba 4.19. And as you can tell, I already have Samba installed. After that is done, we need to configure Samba. The first thing we're gonna do, we use the editor of our choice. In my case I will use Vim. And the Samba configuration file is located under user local etc smb4.conf. Keep that in mind. This is a very simple Samba configuration and we will quickly go over it. First of all, you have the global section. This is where your global configuration options go. We have security user, since we want to log in or we want to authenticate the share with a user. The work group, you can set everything you want. I called it 7, but it doesn't really have that much of an effect. You can again set it to what you desire. The server string, this is called 7 NAS. This is something I've taken from my real life NAS that I have here, just an example. And the server role, this is a standalone server. So there you can do Active Directory and co with Samba, but we will not go into that. One of the most important things is the shares itself. As you can see, we have an item here called shares. That's the name of the share, of the SMB share. The path where it goes. It's not read-only. Read-only is set to no. And we are using a little bit of access. We limit access to the user, to a user. In this case, X, this is my user. And we will force the user and group membership to be X on all files. So first of all, the directory we share must exist. So we need to check that share is actually existing on the system. Yes, it is. There's 2 files here I created for testing. And as you can see, the folder itself belongs to X and the documents are the same. So next on the list, since we've installed Samba, we need to add the user we want to use over Samba. To do that, we use smb passwd, and give it the username. So we set a password for it. There we go. Normally it would show an additional line, user was created, but in my case the user already existed. I created it already, so keep that in mind. Next on the list, we need to enable the Samba server. To do that, we can leverage sysrc, just like that. We say Samba server enable and set it to yes. Again, as you can tell, it was already set to yes because I did it before. After we've done that, we need to restart the service, or start the server rather if it's not running already. In my case, it is already started, so I check restart, but you could also, if it's not started yet, click start. Or select start. It's the same. So after we've done that, we created our share, we set up Samba. Now we need to go over to another terminal, and I already have the mount command here laid out. What you're going to do is you need sudo rights because you want to mount something. You need to specify the type, CIFS for SMB share. And you need, this is the format used on SMB shares. You need to give it the IP, the name of the share. Remember, that was what was set up in the configuration file, the smb4.conf on FreeBSD. And we need a folder to mount it to, in this case, share. I also gave it an option, the username or the username I'm going to use. And let's just hit enter and we get a password prompt. As you can see, no errors, so it seems to have worked. We can check that on df and we can see, okay, it is mounted on our home X share and this is the size. We can see the UNC path and let's check out if we can actually see the documents in there. And yes, we can. we can see we have two documents, document and test, and be aware of one fact. The mount command I did on this Linux system, I didn't specify the UID or the GID. If you don't do that, it gets mapped to root. So I'll show you how you can fix that. First we want to unmount it again. So we do that. There we go. We go back to our mount command and we need to specify the UID. In this case, you need the UIDs to match. So in my case, I have a UID of 1000 and a group of 1000. So the group is the same as my username, or I have the same username as a group. Be aware that the UIDs should match. And if you do it right now, and we go back into the shared directory, we can see it's now correctly mapped to our user. We can create a test file. Let's call it test.1. And it is actually there. And we can also check on the FreeBSD side. And we can see the file is created. So that was a short tutorial on Samba, and I hope it is helpful to you. Take care, guys. Bye.